Okay, so since my last two videos were about Resident Evil, and this month kind of marks the 20-year anniversary of Resident Evil, it's fair to say that I'm in Resident Evil mode, so bear with me. But yeah, so essentially what we have to look forward to, and for us Resident Evil fans, is Resident Evil 7, Umbrella Corps, and Resident Evil 2, the remake. So yeah, I got to thinking, and yeah, looking at their past games and their future endeavors and all that shit, and the possibilities and everything's been weighing. I'm kind of weighing everything in. But yeah, since Resident Evil 2 is gonna get a remake, what's to say that Resident Evil 3 won't get the same treatment? Wait, could I really call this a fan theory? I mean, I guess I am a fan. I'm theorizing about it. Whatever, I guess just forget it. We'll just go with fan theory. But yeah, despite all that, Resident Evil 3, debatable to many, is their favorite Resident Evil. And it's not my favorite, but I still love the game. The damn game's great. The game is awesome. But what's led me to believe this is, honestly, since Capcom's finally listening to us, since they did the same thing with Resident Evil 1, they're finally making it with Resident Evil 2 instead of just giving us remasters on the GameCube. But yeah, it's honestly been making me think about, like, well, if they make a Resident Evil 2, why won't they make a Resident Evil 3? And there's been recent news that's been saying, oh, there actually might not be a Resident Evil 3 remake, because the writer originally, like the original writer, said that he has not heard a word from Capcom and that he would love to do it, but seeing as how he hasn't been notified. Hold on a second. Just because the original writer has not heard any news or anything about the Resident Evil 3 remake doesn't mean that it's not on the chopping block, that it could be a possibility. Also, not to be a dick, but they could make Resident Evil 3 the remake without him. I mean, they kind of are already doing that with Resident Evil 2. I'm not saying they didn't, try to get the original writer. It's just that, well, they can't. The original writer, Nobuo Sugimura, passed away back in 2005. Rest in peace, sir. But essentially, borderline, what I'm trying to say is, just because the original writer of Resident Evil 3, Yasuhisa Kawamura, has not been offered a job, doesn't really mean anything in the terms of Resident Evil 3 being remade. I mean, sorry to say, they could easily remake the game without him. But that's not anything close to what, it's actually proving me, or, pointing me the direction that Resident Evil 3 might be remade. What's pointing me to this is actually what happened with Resident Evil 0 and the remake back in 2002. Both two different separate games, but both came out in the same year. And this is mostly due to the fact that, well, the two games are very similar, and both plots are pretty much connected, and they happen in the same setting. The mansion, Arklay Mountains. So, in Resident Evil 2 and 3, where are they set? Days before Raccoon City is completely demolished, and both also set in the police station. So seeing as how they would also have the same setting, they would also have the same assets, they would also have the same kind of gameplay style. So if they remade Resident Evil 2 in this style, what's not to say that they wouldn't remake Resident Evil 3? I mean, they have everything laid out, they have everything right there, so why not do the exact same thing? So essentially, what, from their past and what could possibly happen in the future, I honestly see this being a very high possibility. So yeah, since they had the bulk, the assets, the engine, the same kind of style, I mean, 0 and remake are very similar to each other, so what's not to say that, 2 and 3 can't be very similar? If anything, the best thing they would possibly do is if they made 3 like an expansion pack to 2. But that's not going to happen because, Capcom's all about the money, so 2 games separately is possibly the better option with that. But at least it's nice to see that is a possibility. I mean, if you guys keep pushing at them, if you keep pushing Capcom to it, I mean, who's to say they don't already have it, already on the table? They're already been thinking about it. I mean, why not? There's already the huge fan base for it. There's nostalgia crowds out there that would love to see both games being remade. And since they're doing 2, why not do 3? And honestly, I can't disagree with that. So yeah, in my eyes, I can easily see Resident Evil 3 being remade in the near future. Since 2 is going to be done, why not 3? Well, that's the video. And yeah, I know it's a quick video, but something's been rolling around the old noggin and I just couldn't, get it out. So I just wanted to, give it out to you guys, see what you guys think, and get your opinion on it. Do you guys think that Resident Evil 3 is going to get a remake? And if Resident Evil 3 is actually your favorite of the series, let me know in the comments below what part or what element of the game makes it stand out above the rest of the series. Well, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.